The video that I did at the time that it happened, and it was as Sudanese gangs having a brawl out northwest somewhere in Melbourne, and I actually thought that it was a total hoax, and look, it still may have been a total setup, but I later saw there were actually youths out there. But I think it might be more the case the police knowing and using an event, as an old saying, never let a good crisis go to waste. So I think they knew this was coming. They know what everyone is doing. You know, you can't do anything without them knowing. They'll be, you know, you could be planning to do something wrong and there'll be 5 cop cars waiting for you when you get to your destination. Not that anyone's planning on doing something wrong, but they know, and they claim to not be able to identify any of these African youths. Okay, so I'll just play the video as I made it. I sort of assert that it's a total hoax. Like I said, it might have been. That's why I didn't put it up, because I had second thoughts, but I'm sort of, I got plans for my channel. I'll talk about that later. So anyway, I'm just putting up all of my stuff as it is. So, all right, here's this one.
Stay inside and lock the doors.
Stay inside and lock the doors. That's the message at the top, at the very top of the 7 a.m. bulletin, when anyone who wants to think they're getting news, think this is the place to come for news, even though they're completely wrong. They're tuning in. That's the message. All right, let's get into it.
First to our top story, and stay inside and lock your doors. That's what terrified residents of a neighbourhood in Melbourne's northwest were told last night.
Assuming that there was imminent danger to life and property. Now, from that, I'm expecting to see, you know, plenty of violence and property damage and just out of... There it is, Melbourne gang rampage. Large group of youths wreak havoc. Havoc can be very broad, but the fact that they set people inside to cower in their houses, you know, obviously afraid, then I would have ordered them to. Well, actually, do you have to go back into your house? I'm not too sure. Is there a law? Or are they about to bring... Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Okay, so I'm expecting to see lots of violence and lots of property damage in the... Because someone's got a camera here, so someone's filmed it. It's all very dramatic. Let's just go.
As dozens of youths went on a violent rampage, throwing rocks at police cars and damaging property. Let's cross now to our Today Melbourne...
Well, that's it? There was just a couple of seconds. All I saw was a couple of sirens and a couple of people running around. It was a bit blurry. There were definitely some cops in the shot, but I didn't see any rocks being thrown or any damage or any violence. Hopefully that's not all there is. Surely there's got to be more than that.
Reporter Christina Hearn is at the scene in Taylor's Hill.
Okay, now she's on the scene. So obviously we're going to see some of the aftermath. It's the very next day, some of the aftermath of the damage. This is a breaking story. I mean, why else would she be at the scene? She could just be anywhere. She doesn't need to be there.
Chris, you've spoken to residents. What have they had to say about it?
Yeah, Georgie, just in the last hour I've spoken to residents as they get up and go to work, and they tell me they were very frightened about what occurred here last night.
So Christine's down there. We haven't seen any property damage or even any signs of anyone wreaking havoc as yet. Thought they'd pan out and show us, but they haven't done that for some reason. But she's down there to talk to residents as they go to work, and they're reporting that they're very frightened. Yeah, well, you would be. You'd be like frightened, wouldn't you? You know, the police tell you to go into your house and lock your door. She's down there for that. Look, maybe she will show some of the damage
In their neighbourhood, and tell me that it didn't die down till about 10:30 last night.
What didn't die down? She said it didn't die down. What? They've wreaked havoc. Teens hurled rocks and damaged police cars near a shopping centre. Got any vision? Can we see the car that's been damaged? Any of them? And there's any ambulances called? Like when she says it stopped at 10:30, what exactly happened? Was there fights? Was there? This is it's for locking people up in their homes and everyone saying they're frightened. It just doesn't seem like there's that much has actually happened, apart from wreaking havoc.
This all unfolded at about 5:30 p.m. when a large group of African youths descended on this park here in Taylor's Hill in Melbourne's west. Residents say that they were two opposing groups and the plan was to meet and start a brawl.
Oh, that's some valuable information. The residents have said that there were two groups ready to start brawling. So obviously the residents had some inside information, or did they wander over and ask them? I mean, if two groups turn up somewhere, that doesn't mean they're going to have a brawl, does it? Did the brawl actually happen? Haven't heard anything about hospitals and anyone been taken away and injured and all that. So wreaking havoc. What two groups of a group of African youths just descending on a park. They need to do something to wreak havoc. They said they planned to start a brawl. Was there a brawl? I think we get a bit of a picture that this might. Okay, and can we actually see the residents? Which residents said that? Can you bring them on camera and we could hear them say, oh yeah, I heard. Well, I spoke to one of them and they were there to fight. Where's this information come from? Unless he's just reading a fairy tale.
They say some were still dressed in their school uniform. Police arrived, but that is when this group of youths turned on them. Projectiles, including rocks, were thrown.
She's jumped over a few details there, and then police arrived, and that's when they turned on them. So, hang on, what havoc had they wreaked? Doesn't sound like the brawl had started. So, why did police even arrive? Why would anyone call the police? Oh, there's a bunch of kids hanging around the park. Oh, yeah, righto. We'll send the riot gear. Police in riot gear down straight away. And then she reads out that they then turned on the police and attacked the police. Well, it's a pretty serious offence. They claim that a police car was damaged. Okay, so the police are there. Obviously, they can just catch someone, arrest them, and start inquiries into all this. This is okay. She said there's some damage to the car. Police are there, so that's what I fully expect. Why the police were there and turned up at that exact moment before any brawl had started, I don't know. But anyway.
And a police car was damaged. This was a large-scale police response.
This was a large-scale police response. I still don't know what initiated that yet, because apparently the police got there, and that's where the trouble started. There was no trouble before police got there. But what you were saying, they have got this shot. Now, this is at night, the night before. She's not showing this now, which she could. She could just wander over and show it to us. But she hasn't. Instead, they've gone to another shot, because she's there. They said she's on site. So is this bus stop on site? You say just walk over. Show it to us. You don't need to stand there. You could have stood in front of the bus stop. Oh, there might be some people there maybe, but you can still get over there and have a look. Show us some shots of it. But no, they've showed this shot from the night before. And they just said a police car was damaged. They don't actually mention that this was damaged, but they're showing it anyway. But they're implying that this damage was part of the brawl. I mean, look, around Sydney, probably say 2 out of every 10 bus stops has got a smashed window. That keeps the glazier in business. You know how that goes. I don't need to go into that little setup they got going. But look, so they've shown this, but they haven't actually tied it verbally to the story. So why are they showing it?
Officers in riot gear, the air wing was patrolling the area, and roads were blocked.
Oh, this was huge. The air wing, they called in a helicopter, and they blocked off roads. Well, that's good, because the police, there's been damage to a police car or a number of police cars, and obviously they blocked the roads and they got the air wing. So look, I'm pretty confident they made an arrest, all right?
As officers battled to get this situation under control, residents say that they were told by police to stay inside and lock their doors.
They kept showing that bus shelter damage, but I still don't know why she hasn't walked over and showed it to us, and pointed it out, and maybe showed a rock or two around or how it got smashed. But there it is. The police definitely told people to get inside and lock their doors. So it's that out of control that, would residents not do that anyway? Obviously, residents were out trying to look. Maybe they was going to see what was going on, which was, for some reason, maybe the police didn't want them to see what was going on. Because maybe nothing was going on. Oh, God. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll keep laughing at this shit because it's fucking funny. She's just reading the fucking fairy tale.
Let's have a listen to what one neighbour had to tell me a short time ago. Were you scared?
Hang on, don't ask him that. We already know he was scared. Everyone was scared. You don't need to ask him that. Just let him tell us what he saw, and maybe he was the one that went up and spoke to them and found out that they were all going to start brawling, or just sort of asking him, was he scared? What are you asking him that for? Or is that the only part that you're going to show? And this is part of a larger conversation to have with him. And you started with, were you scared? Because, what is that a message? We meant to be frightened, infantile citizens, not capable of looking after ourselves, perhaps. That's okay, let's just hear what he's got to say. You've ruined it by asking him that question.
Yes, but because too many people, almost like 50 odd people, and the kids were out of control, and police were not able to do much.
That's it. That's all the information we get from him. Yes, he was scared, and the kids were out of control. Well, how are they out of control? What did you actually see them doing? Do you want to say that, or are you just going to generalise and say out of control? What do you mean the police couldn't do anything? There was helicopters. There was the guys in riot gear. What the police were overpowered, and what's he trying to say? So and how could he even say anything? Because what, was he locked up inside? Or did he get told to go inside? If so, he could only answer that he was scared, but how did he say they're out of control? Oh, this is a credible witness. Okay. Can we see any more? No.
Police say that the group dispersed quickly. There were no injuries, no arrests, and there was no threat to community safety.
Okay, look, I've got over a lot of trouble not laughing as I try and do this last little bit here. Okay, it's going to, I do sometimes 3 or 4 takes, but I'm just going to do it in one go, and because I'm just starting to run out of time. I've got stuff I've got to do today, so I can't spend too much time doing this video. Okay, so first thing is the group's dispersed quickly. How many rocks did they fire off to damage police cars before they dispersed quickly? And did the witness just say the police could do anything? Well, they couldn't stop them from. They had time to block the streets off. So how did they have time to block the streets off if when they got there they dispersed quickly? I told you I was going to fucking laugh. Okay, so second thing is there were no injuries. That's because the brawl didn't start. We only got told by witnesses, well, by residents that haven't been on camera or anything, just told by her that they were about to start brawling. They didn't brawl. And they've just shown a picture or some vision of a bus stop, which you could go anywhere in Sydney to find one of those, or Melbourne, I would say. And there's been no arrests. But the kicker is there was actually no danger to the community at all throughout the whole event. We've just been told how terrifying it was. So I don't know how you could be terrified of something that's absolutely no danger to anybody. God. Oh, fuck me. She's just reading this shit out like, here's a story. So we've got no court cases, we've got no pictures of the damaged cop car. Oh, this is just so much fucking bullshit. Anyway, she did this story in the previous news bulletin. There's a bit more of a hint and a bit of a clue to what's really going on. So I'll just play that.
They do, however, say they will continue to work with the community to assure their safety here in Melbourne's West. Georgie.
I thought she was about to say, we'll continue looking for the people who damaged your property, which is, it's the taxpayers' property, those police cars, and we expect an arrest soon. No, apparently they're not continuing any investigations, except to promise that we'll be here to keep you safe and telling you what to do to keep you safe, so be frightened. So anyway, here's that clip that I said gave an insight.
Neighbours do say that some of these youths were still dressed in their police uniform.
God, how funny is that? They were probably dressed up by the police to be there. So effectively they were in police uniform. Oh, okay, later on she says school uniform. How could you get school and police uniform mixed up? She knows that this was all organised and she slipped up. Oh, God, the only people there were in police uniform that we could really see. Oh, God, that's funny. I love it when they slip up like that. That was gold. All right, we all know what this was, an absolute load of bullshit and a psyop. Message being, we can tell you what to do and be frightened.